Quint's Advice here, and I'm glad to be back here. I see a lot of you have watched my video on 3 ways to know if he or she is cheating, and you know, some of you have unfortunately found out that your significant other has cheated on you. Some of you have come out in the comment section. The comments are blowing me away, and it's just really a blessing to see how many people I've helped. God has blessed through this video. Some of you come out and say, hey, I am the cheater, and I'm going to correct my ways, and I'm going to try to do this and that. But the pain of being cheated on and the damaging to your conscience, or of if you are the cheater, is unmatchable. Like the pain of betrayal, the pain of, you know, just knowing that someone that you have been intimate with or trusted has been with somebody else. For men, it's mostly the visual. So I figure it'd be beneficial for you guys if I give you Quint's advice on what to do after you have discovered you've been cheated on. Okay, so we found out, yeah, you know, he or she was cheating. And we want to make sure that, you know, upon this discovery, we don't do things that are damaging to us. Like I almost committed suicide. I don't know if some of you have watched that video here on my channel. But you can click on and watch, you know, how I had to like avoid the temptation of committing suicide when I found out I was being cheated on. But I dealt with it, and that's why I'm glad I'm back here today alive to be able to give you Quint's advice on 3 ways of handling discovering being cheated on. So these are 3 ways that I've used myself, that I've applied to myself, that have brought me to the place to where I am here on YouTube helping so many to be able to handle the pain of discovering that they've been cheated on. I mean, like I said, it's unmatchable, right? It's like you don't know what to do with yourself. You don't know how to feel. You don't know what to deal with the feelings. So let me give you 3 quick ways that you can handle being cheated on, right? Before I do that, you know what I'm going to ask. Don't even waste time, right? You need to click and subscribe so you can get that notification on the next video, which will be 3 ways again of how, what am I going to be talking about? How to avoid getting cheated on. There is a way that you could limit or minimize the chances of you being cheated on. Believe it or not, yeah, you can avoid it. It's not totally avoidable. There are some things that you can do to avoid being cheated on and getting that person to be very, very truthful and honest to you, so that you can avoid that pain. But today we're going to be discussing 3 ways of handling the pain of being cheated on. What do you do? What do you do, Quint? What do you do? What do I do after I've been cheated on? So I'll give you these things from experience. These are things that I've done from experience. When I found out, I did 3 things which helped me to be in a place to where I am today. One, the first thing I did was I found a healthy distraction. Every distraction that comes into our lives, or that we, you know, we move towards after we've been cheated on, isn't a healthy distraction. One of them, you know, one of the main ones is we go look for another person, right? You know, suddenly that dude that's been hollering at you in front of the, you know, the corner store is the most handsomest dude in the world. But that's just your pain drawing you to this dude. If you're a guy and you've been cheated on, you know, all of a sudden, you know, this chick that you knew wasn't the right one, she becomes appealing because she caught you in a vulnerable state. And they become a distraction. They're actually going to take you down a road that's going to bring you farther from healing, and you don't want that. You want to heal, you want to get better and not bitter. So the first thing, Quint's advice, is that you find a healthy distraction. What is a healthy distraction? A healthy distraction is one, what I did. I'll tell you what I did. I exercised. Exercise is not only good for your mental health, but it's also good, of course, for your physical health. At 50 years old, I would attribute a lot of my physique, the way I look and the way I feel right now, is due to me handling hurt, pain, some of the mistakes that I've made and hurt myself. And I've used exercise as a way to kind of counter some of the bad effects of, you know, being depressed. So what I would do is, if I wasn't already in the gym, I would go on YouTube and find just workout videos that would help me to exert that energy or to energize myself. Because what happens is, once you get hurt, you know, once you find out you've been cheated on, like, all of your mental, emotional, spiritual, physical energy gets drained out of you. Like, you just feel you don't want to get up. Been there, right? Done that. So what I did, I just got up the willpower to start to look upon myself and see what I wanted to improve in my body. And I found that exercise helped me to release emotionally what I was feeling inside. And of course, it benefited my body. You know, I came out with with close to a 6-pack, you know. And at that point, when I found out I was being cheated on, I had gotten cheated on because I cheated. You know, I was like 37, 40 years old. And looked pretty great because I channeled all of that pain and that hurt into exercising. You know, a healthy distraction is better than an unhealthy distraction, because, you know, you could go and drink alcohol and not exercise, right? Alcohol is going to damage you. It's going to damage you. Yeah, it's the easy one. It's the most appealing one at the time, but exercise and music are more helpful, because I didn't want to hear anything negative in my life, you know. So when I started listening to music while I exercised, it just calmed my soul. It really calmed my spirit. You know, it really helped me to exert that energy. You know, it helped me to breathe. You know, you need to take breaths. You know, you do things like yoga and stuff. I ran, you know, I did things that helped me to breathe and take deep breaths. And then I can look in the mirror at the end of my workout and see an improvement. You know, it's like when you get hurt, you want to accomplish something good. You know, all of a sudden, when I got hurt, I didn't want to hear rap music, you know, at least the rap music back then. There's a lot of music right now, you know, that may help you, you know, but I didn't want to hear rap music, because rap music makes me angry. At least the type of rap music that I like. It makes me want to, you know, it pulls out another type of quint that I know how to suppress at this time. So it's funny how once you get hurt, certain things, you know, you don't want to hear anymore. You don't want to be around anymore because you're damaged and you need healing. Some of the music that I listened to, one of the names was Karen Clark. She is a awesome gospel singer. Just good Christ-centered music. When I first got hurt really bad, when I came close to suicide, that was around like I would say that was around like 2003, 2008, 2000, you know, between 2003 and 2008. And Karen Clark, she sang a song. She made a song called Jesus is a Love Song, you know, and it was so, it's like if I listened to it today, it would really bring me to a place of calmness. It was like so melodious, you know, it was Christ-centered. So you want Christ-centered music. I'm not trying to preach to you guys, but nothing but God could really soothe the soul, the hurting soul, through music, you know. So that's, I listened to Karen Clark. I listened to James Moore. There's a guy named James Moore. I think he had lost his sight, which was intriguing to me, because listening to a man, you know, I watched some of his videos while I was crying and stuff, and I saw that he had these black shades on because he lost his sight through an illness. And I knew that because he lost his sight, he had an enhanced gift of song because he couldn't see, so he had to feel his music. So I would listen to him because I'm like looking at him like, wow, you know, this guy can't see, but the emotion and the gifting and the talent and the, you know, the power that came out of his mouth because he couldn't see anymore was amazing to me. So he made this song that called I Can Do All Things. So like I said, you want to hear positive music. You want to hear music that's going to take you away from the pain, but not make you mad at, you know, your pain, not make you mad at the person. So 3 people that I would, Quince Advice would recommend. This is just me. Most likely you'll go out and find your own. But the point is to find good Christ-centered music. Good music that's going to be positive. You know, there's stations like K-Love, you know, but not make you angry. There, you all know what music makes you mad and makes you hate the person that hurt you. You know, I'll get into that next. But you know the type of music that's going to increase your anger and make you drink your pain away, you know, through alcohol. And you know all of the music that's going to make you want to get out, put your headphones on, and start jogging. So James Hill, Jill Scott. And the reason why I say Jill Scott is not because it was so much like a gospel Christ-centered music, but Jill Scott helped me to balance it out. Jill Scott talked about, you know, just love and how women should love a man, how a man should love a woman. So she really helped me to balance it out. Plus, I got a secret crush on Jill Scott. She knows it, so don't go and tell. But listen, it's amazing, though. It's really amazing what music did to me. It helped me to heal my heart. And as I sat on the train on my way to, I went to NYC Technical Community College. I was studying architecture, and I would be sitting on the train with my headphones on. It was like it was like a 40, 50-minute ride. And it would take my soul into another dimension right on that train. Sometimes I would, you know, cry tears, put my head down. So number 1, listen to good, healthy music or exercise. So find a healthy distraction. Number 2, pray for the person. Easier said than done. I get it. I get it. Don't kill me. But pray for the person. Why do I say pray for the person? Because it eliminates you wanting what you want and God giving you what he doesn't want to give you, but you want it more than he wants to give it to you. I'll say it like this. If you pray for that person not to come back to you, remember, let's listen to this. Pray for the person not to come back to you. Just pray God's will in their lives. Just pray for God's will in their life, and you will get more closer to closure. You know, you won't be desperate and looking for signs everywhere and in everything. You know, like you'll be so hurt. You'll be looking, you ask God for a sign, and you look up and you'll see a bird going this way. You say, that's a sign. The person's coming back. You know, you don't want to get there. You know, I've been there too. You should be looking for everything. But if you pray for the person, pray that you can forgive the person. If the person has, you know, if the person has betrayed you, pray for that person. And don't hate the person. You know, the pain hurts, and our instinct is to hurt the person back. I get it. You know, that's your first instinct. We're human. Admit it, right? Admit it. You want the person to feel what you're feeling because you're human, and you want to be able to relate to the person. You want the person to be able to relate to you and then come back to you because you let them feel the pain that they're feeling. But don't go that way. The quickest route, but it is the most painful route, but it is the most healing route, is to pray for that person. Pray God's will for that person's life. Why do I say that? Once again, is if you pray God's will for that person, then that person will either come back to you, stay with the person that they cheated on you with, or go to somebody else. But you want to pray God's will for that person because you want God's will, not your own. A good friend that introduced me to Jesus Christ told me that. His name was Stephen. He said, no, what you want is not, what you want is God's will in the matter. You either want the person, if you want God's will, then pray for God's will. Even if you want that person, don't pray, God, I pray that you give me that person back. You don't want to do that, because God wants to see, do you want who he wants for you or what he wants for you? Or do you just want what you want no matter what he wants for you? Because what God wants for you is best, and what God wants for you is better than anything else. So it may have been God's will for you and that person to detach, even though you wouldn't want it to be done like that. You want the person to come and sit down with you and say, hey, you know, I'm involved with somebody else. I'm so sorry, Reverend. You discover it and almost pull your hair out. I get it. But second of all, it really turns a person off when they see, even the person that's betrayed you, the person that cheated on you. I'll give you the truth. I'll give you from experience. It turned my ex off when she saw that I was angry and bitter and my face was, and you know, it turned her off. You're thinking that it's going to make the person feel sorry for you and come back to you and understand how you feel and, you know, just feel bad. But it actually turns them off, because even though they're the betrayer, they're the offender, they still kind of, and you know, the nerve, but they still kind of don't want to see an angry victim. It sounds crazy, but if you start hating them, they're going to feel like, well, you know, it's no way that I'm going to be able to reconnect with them anyway, because they want to kill me anyway. So they'll be afraid to come back to you anyway. So you want to, easier said than done, but you want to be a blessing. I'm not talking about sending them flowers and roses every day, but you want to get to a place to where you understand that they're only human. They have faults just like you do. You want to look at that person like God looks at that person. And believe me, you'll get more closure. Even if they don't come back to you, you will know that you sat down somewhere and you say, you know what, God, I'm hurt. I do want this person back. But at the end of the day, this pain that I'm experiencing may have been the pain that you wanted me to see and feel, so I can disconnect from them and find somebody else, or you'll send somebody else back to me. But you really need to take that time to pray for that person. And pray for yourself, and pray even for the person that they cheated on, especially if the person knew. Sometimes the person that your significant other cheated on you with has no idea, you know, sometimes. Now, if it's two friends and you cool with them, that's a whole different story. But still, you want to pray for all of them so that your heart and your conscience can be clear. So that's number 2. Quinn's advice, pray for the person. What was number 1? You forgot. Number 1 was find a healthy distraction. Number 2, pray for that person, right? You don't want to win them back through drama. A lot of people that get hurt, they'll try to just argue with that person about anything. You know what I'm saying? They'll get all bitter and angry, and they'll start calling the person, texting the person. You go on social media, start shooting subs at the person to where everybody know. You try to get an audience that's going to agree. You're going to get, you know, you're going to go to social media, get a million other people that's been hurt just like you to get on your side and jump back at the person and get on the person that hurt you. You don't want to do that. It's a turn off to the person. It's a turn off to God. And it'll be a bitter blow to your heart, to your spirit, your emotions, your conscience. You don't want to win them back through drama. If you do win them back, you want to win them back the way God wants you to win them back. Number 3, find a place where you can help other hurting people. I did this in my own. I went to a place called, it was called the Bowery Rescue Mission, something like that. And it was a place in Manhattan, and they help like homeless people. Because the key is, Quinn's advice, reason why I advise you to find a place where you can help other hurting people is because hurting people, or people who have been hurt, are the best agents. You are the best tool that God can use to help other people. And once you start helping other hurting people, even if they have not been hurt like you've been hurt, everybody hasn't been hurt like you've been hurt. So don't say, hey, Quinn, I get it. You want to help a homeless person who's been abused and thrown out and been on drugs and been, you know, this and that. But that's a different type of hurt. That's not a relationship hurt. So what's the sense? The sense is hurt is hurt. Pain is pain. So you'll find out after being cheated on, you'll find out like, Dad, I'm crying because I've been betrayed, and because someone that I love cheated on me, lied on me, had a baby on me, or whatever, or the baby that I thought wasn't mine was mine, you know, whatever, wasn't. But you'll find out that somebody else's circumstance, even though it's got nothing to do with a relationship, is much, much worse than yours. And you will find out that you can channel your energy into helping that person. If you can make that person smile or help that person, you know, buy them a, you know, work with an organization and give them a cup of soup and a freaking sweater, you'll really see how small your circumstance is. Not that it doesn't matter, but you will minimize. See, pain is like this. You don't see anything else. You don't see anything else when you're in pain. Like, you're just blind to everything else. But it will open your eyes to other people's situations that are much more damaging and painful, right, and detrimental than yours. And what that does is it really helps you to positively deal with your own issues. If you spend a day helping people that have been molested, abused, have been on drugs for years, lost their family, marriage, their job, and have been on the street for years, like I have. I've helped people like that, like been head of companies that have lost their job through drugs and, you know, infidelity, and lost way more than I lost. You'll find out, like, dag, you know what? Let me relate to that person, and then help that person to heal, and then God's gonna help me. You know, it's like a, you know what I'm saying? So it's like a help one and then God will help you thing, because God wants to see if you're more, you know, focused on your own life, your own pain, or versus whether or not you're going to use your situation to be resilient and help somebody else. So you want to bounce back in a really, really positive way. And I guarantee you, you will kind of like forget. There'll be days like you'll forget what actually happened to you. It's not like you're trying to avoid the pain, because at some point you need to embrace the pain of being cheated on, you know, even if it's little by little. You know, when it impacts you like one shot, that's painful, but you'll be able to take it in, you know, and heal little by little if you do it while you're doing positive things. So what was number one? Number one was how you, the first way that you deal with being cheated on is you find a healthy distraction, right? Exercise, music, right? Feed your soul, you know what I'm saying? Number two, pray for the person, right? Find that person to be someone that God doesn't love no less than you or no more than you, right? Find that person that cheated on you to be a human being that has faults, and it just so happened that that fault and that flaw affected you in a very negative way. Take a class. You know, this goes with number three too. You know, helping other people that have been hurt, even if it's in another way. You know, take a class that's beneficial for your community. You know, you could take a, you could take a class on, take anything. Take a class on counseling. You know, how to be a counselor, because once again, you've been damaged, and if you're a real humanitarian like I am, you want to help other people to not be affected adversely by the pain that you've been affected with. You know, you want to, you hate the pain so much that you like that. I wouldn't even want my worst enemy to feel this type of pain. So you will find out that your hurt can be a blessing to others, just like this channel. If you're on this channel, most of the things that I talk about on this channel are things that damaged me, you know, that really hurt me. But it's, if you look at the comments, people are being helped by them, and it's amazing. I didn't really think that this channel and my stories would have this type of effect. So take a class. I don't care if it's a class on resuscitating somebody that's choking, whatever that's called. I forgot what that's called. Like, you know, something that can help the world. Believe it or not, you know, your pain can help change the world. Believe it or not, some of the most painful situations and the most traumatizing situations have brought people to help millions. So one person was damaged, but that one person took the pain that they experienced, and they even wrote a song, they wrote a movie, they wrote a book, or they went somewhere to some organization and was healing while they were helping others to heal. And that one person that was hurting helped 10,000 other people that was hurting. In different ways. You know, you could have been hurt physically. There's some, you could be hurt in a relationship, but then you could see somebody that's been hurt because they, like I know a person that's got hurt in a diving accident. You know, she was diving, she was a great diver, and she went to go do a diving, exercise, and she hit her head on a diving board on the way down, and it paralyzed her from the neck down. And she goes through excruciating pain, but she sits in front of hundreds of thousands of people, and she tells people how she's dealing with her physical pain that never goes away, no matter how much medication she takes. You know, so you can still help a person that hasn't dealt with your type of hurt. But like I said, hurt is hurt. So take a class, you know, find a place where you can help other hurting people. Find a church that needs help cleaning up the yard or something like that. You know, you don't even have to go inside. Going inside will be good. I'm not going to lie. Quick's advice is that at some point that church should reach out to you. Say you want to, you know, rake up the leaves, or, you know, you help clean up around the church. You know, you don't have to be a part of the church, but just doing something positive can help you to deal with your negative. Right? Say that again. Just doing something positive while you're in pain, while you're dealing with being betrayed, while you're dealing with wanting to hurt somebody else, while you're dealing with being confused about how you've done all you could for this person and this person hurts you. If you could help somebody else or do something positive, it would help heal your pain. But if you just focus on the pain, you just focus on, for men, I'll tell you what hurts us the most, what hurt me the most, what I had to deal with the most was not that what I did to cause, you know, my ex to cheat or whatever. You know, I didn't get like, you know, I didn't have a pity party about what I did, what I could have done. It wasn't alcohol or whatever or drugs. It was the visual, because men, we're visually wired. So what I had to deal with was like every time I closed my eyes, you know, I saw a visual picture of, you know what, and that was the most damaging, because like we're wired that way. For women, it's more like they're emotionally wired, so they're thinking about how they felt when he said or she said that, you know, she loved me or he loved me, and they found out it was a lie, like all the time. So you're thinking of that, and you're connecting emotions with it. But men, we're just thinking about like, wow, I'm picturing my significant other being physically intimate with somebody else. I'm thinking of sounds, and you know, I don't want to be too graphic because I want to keep this like really mature, and I really want to help you to heal. I really, you know, yeah, we can laugh and everything, but you're thinking of moaning and sounds, and did that person make her or him moan better than me? Like, what, you know, then you want to go and see if you can do something. You know, I've been in a situation where, you know, the guy that my girlfriend was cheating on wanted to come back into her life and do what he saw that I was doing with her in her phone. Like, he snatched her phone, and then he wanted to come and, you know, he wanted to come and do Quint on her. Like, you know, but you're not Quint. But anyway, that's wrong. But listen, you don't want to focus so much on your pain. You want to focus on why God allowed the pain, and you want to let God lead you, once again, number 3, to a place where you can help other hurting people. Because believe it or not, if you won't be so selfish with your pain, don't be selfish with your pain. Your pain is for somebody else. Your pain is to help somebody else get through their pain. Believe it or not. And that's what's going to help you to decrease and deal with your pain. You'll forget about your pain because you'll be helping so many other people. You don't want to escape it. You don't want to escape pain. You want to be able to deal with it. Because if you just escape pain, pain is not going anywhere. You're going to express pain, the pain that you're going through, somewhere. Like, even if you get hurt today and you hold it in, you find an unhealthy distraction, you could be walking down the street 5 years from now, remember it, and just explode and just do the unthinkable. Because pain will make you do things that you never thought you would do. They can make you go places that you never thought you would go. They will make you do things with people that you never thought you would do, because you're trying to escape it. You're trying to cope and not cure. Coping and curing are two different things. You want to cure the pain. You want to utilize the pain for your own good and for the good of others. But if you just suppress it, not embrace the pain, then you're a walking time bomb. Because pain and hurt doesn't just disappear. You need to embrace it and deal with it and use it for the benefit of the world. Yes, that's right. I said the world. So that's Quint's advice. Once again, click that subscribe button because I want to make sure you get the notification on the best ways to avoid, getting cheated on. Once again, it's not 100% guarantee, but this video will help you to, if you couldn't avoid it, it will help you to deal with it. The video that I did on 3 ways to find out if he or she is cheating will help you, because so many of us are going through cheating. But I want you to get that notification button for the next video that I got coming up. This is your guy, Quint's Advice. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Let me know your stories in the comments. If this video helped you, click that like button. See you later. Quint's Advice.